CometTalk. I am Leland O'Brien.
I'm Lauren Meyer.
And we are part of the 12 Honors Group of Common Purpose. And today we are very excited. It's the brand new launch of our new talk show, CometTalk. We're mostly going to be streaming on YouTube for now, but we're very excited to stream out into different forms of social media. And we're very excited because it's our very first time. And the format of our show is mostly going to go along a certain line set for today, but we're hoping that it evolves over time. And I think Lauren's going to go over now what's going to happen for the rest of the show.
Okay, so our episodes are formatted by us doing a news/politics thing, questions through discussion questions. Then we're talking about pop culture, but within our school. So today we're going to be talking about the Spirit Week, and then Connor's going to be talking about sports.
For Connor's Sports Corner. So as Lauren described, the format of our show is going to be mostly discussion questions for the beginning part at least. And here today to help us break it all down is Megan Oliver. Megan serves as the Secretary of Spanish Club, and she also does some other things throughout the school. What else do you do, Megan?
Last year I was inducted into our school's National Honor Society, and as of yesterday I joined our school newspaper called Great Minds. And I'm a part of Key Club.
Oh.
Pretty active member in that, I would say.
Okay. Okay, so first we're going to break down the most talked about political stories of the week. For 12 Honors, we're taking a much different route than last year. We actually have our own Twitter account, and we will be tweeting the most popular Twitter stories or just news stories. And we break it down by national, state, and local news. Today, those stories are going to come from our Twitter account. You should follow it. It's 12H_news. And you can see all those stories and the links to those right on that Twitter page. Links to that will be in our YouTube bio, and comment below about what you think. Our first story is going to be national news, and it's of course the most talked about story for the past 2 weeks, and it's about the Supreme Court nominee that President Trump has nominated. His name is Brett Kavanaugh, and I'm sure you all have heard about it. He has been accused of sexual assault by not one but 3 different women. And today I just want to discuss with the 2 girls here. The Republicans did a similar thing in terms of they were accused of stalling one of President Obama's Supreme Court nominees. And so now the Democrats are accusing, or the Republicans are accusing the Democrats of stalling this nominee. They think that she's lying, and they think that it's all a con job on behalf of the Democrats. So I would like to ask you guys, do you think it's fair? Do you think it's just politics? What do you think about it?
Lauren? I think put me on the spot.
Personally, I think that there's a lot of he said, she said about the issue, and also people saying oh, why would she just come up with this now and just reveal her truth now in the midst of all his campaigning. And I think that his running is what made her come forward and what made her choose to say this is the time when most people will get to hear my story and I'll get to tell my truth in a way that's good to me, and whatever happens from then will happen. And she not only put herself through ruining her own reputation, so I don't think it's fair to say that oh, she only did this to try to tear someone else down when she herself was also put through that situation.
I know from this there's been a huge hashtag that says why I didn't report, and if you read that, it goes within with people saying they didn't report, or from this from this whole issue that they've now reported it. And I feel with her, she didn't want to report it because she didn't know what would come of it, and with it she was scared if he had a good eye, if he had a good reputation, people wouldn't believe her, which is kind of what's going on right now.
Also, I feel a lot of people who, especially people in the light like Brett Kavanaugh, who have these big reputations, they feel these women are only here to tear them down and take away from what they're trying to achieve.
True.
And in reality, it's if this is something true that happened, then people should know about it, and he should not have the same amount of integrity.
He shouldn't be a Supreme Court justice.
Right, he shouldn't be
assaulted a woman.
Yeah, it's in the right for the public to know. And for the public to make up their minds about, and the senators on the committee are just going to have to make up their minds by voting time. Our next story is state, from the state level, and New York State becomes the very first state to make a mandate for mental health classes. So my question for you guys is, do you see it being implemented here? The state mandates K through 12. I'm not sure about the specifics, but do you think there's a need for it? Do you think that it's a good thing?
I feel like it's a need because a lot of people like have mental health issues from it, like, and they don't really know if they do, or they feel like they do, but they're scared to like talk about it. So maybe that'd be a way to like open this conversation with the parents,
I feel
or
like
a counselor and be like, hey, we're learning about this in school.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like I have some of these like issues.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move by the state.
I think making the subject less taboo and easier to talk about, especially in like a classroom setting where it's not like, oh, I'm telling you you have this or this or this. We're just openly discussing these things, and it would be better probably for everyone to, if they did in fact find themselves in a situation where they were struggling with their mental health, they would be more aware of the situation and how to handle it, and they would know about other resources that they could use to supplement their health.
Yeah, I think it's smart, and I think that maybe that's something that you could fall back on in terms of if, God forbid, there was something awful to happen, you can say, this is how we're going to fix it.
Yeah.
We're going to implement these
and like you
mental
can learn
health
like the
classes.
correct coping skills through it.
Yes,
and
yeah.
not just like lashing out on people, or like some like a lot of people have like terrible coping mechanisms. So like that would help with that.
Yeah. All right, our next stories are going to be two local ones. The first one is more of kind of a serious subject. The Pentagon came out with a study or a report that labeled Fort Drum as the number one installation at risk. If you're in the installation, you're number one at risk for sexual assault for women, and you're number two, and Fort Drum was number two for at risk for sexual assault for men. This came up in a class discussion, and I was shocked. I don't think my fellow hosts here were, so I'd like to get your thoughts. Were you surprised?
Not really.
Like, I don't know what your experience
I
is.
wasn't shocked much at all, because I feel like, especially for women and people who live on and or are around or are dependents of like Fort Drum, you know kind of the situation that's going on there, and you know that there's how do I word this?
A lot.
I don't know.
I feel like I know what you're trying to say, but like if you go on base, if you're like a girl our age, a lot of guys will go up to you, like 30-year-old men, and be like, hey, how old are you? Are you legal yet?
Yeah.
And if you say, if like I don't even go on base on them legal, because I know I'm be like, well, I can lie and be like, no. But if I say yes, then they'll just like follow you. They'll just be like, yeah, let's go out, let's hang out.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm shocked. And as someone who is not part of the military family, or never has been, I think that's why it surprised me. And I think a lot of us here at Carthage, I mean, we're kind of split, just like kind of like we are today, in terms of you guys military family and maybe non-military families don't know this. So our next local story is that a man in the town of Hounsfield was accused of stealing water from the town. I was shocked at this. I've never heard of such a thing.
I didn't
stealing water. Do you think it's like a felony? Do you think it should be a felony?
No.
I think water is a basic need, and I think if he was in need of water, couldn't get it anywhere else, stealing would just have to be the way that it ended up.
She goes, like,
Well, there is money involved. Like, I understand
right,
that.
I understand the whole like consumer side and how that's an issue for whatever store or organization the water was obtained from, but I don't think, especially in times like these where water has become a big controversial talking point, where it's like we need more of it, like it's not clean, how are we going to obtain clean water?
Right, I think it's funny. People in Uganda can't have clean water. People in Flint, Michigan, and here we're accused of stealing it. Okay, so now we're going to transition into Lauren's pop culture segment, and she's going to talk a little bit about.
Okay, so right now we're going to start the pop culture segment. So today's episode with it is going to be based upon like Spirit Week. So the first thing I want to ask you guys is like, what was your favorite Spirit Week day, and then like why?
You can go first.
All right. I think my favorite Spirit Week day was probably Thursday, which was class color day, and seniors wore togas. I think
thought it was
personally,
awful.
Wow.
I thought personally this was a good chance for us seniors to decorate a toga. It's a tradition, so seniors have been doing this for a long time. And also, we just got to be probably a little bit more creative and be recognized by other people in the school. Like, they see your toga and they're like, oh, you're a senior. Like, I think it was a fun time, and I think a lot of my friends and I participated.
Except for the juniors that weren't
and had fun with it.
Yeah. Well, I think there is an importance in the tradition, and the only reason I said it was awful, I felt very uncomfortable in the toga.
Really?
I thought it was weird.
I felt pretty comfortable because I brought a costume.
Yeah.
So like, if you're gonna be a senior and you're just buy a costume, that's the way to go.
It was
Honestly,
just very interesting.
My toga was not the most comfortable. It was kind of annoying.
Mine was comfortable.
But I think it was more
thriving.
about the decoration, more about the creativity, and just showing off I'm a senior.
I definitely want to say that was my favorite day. I would say my favorite day was probably USA Day. I think the most people got into USA Camo Day.
I hate that.
I thought there was low
year.
participation for Taki Tourist Day, and I thought there was low participation for what was on Monday.
Tourist Day was fun. I think Tourist Day was really fun.
I like Pep Rally Day.
Low participation.
Pep Rally Day was also really fun.
I liked it because I face painted my face and I had like handprints on my legs.
A lot of people got into that. That was good.
Okay. Yeah. Going off of this, whatever your favorite day was, just like comment down below and we'll just
we want to know your opinion.
We want to know. It'll help out for next year.
And follow our Instagram page and take a poll maybe at Carthage Students on Instagram.
Okay, so the second thing was, how do you guys feel about hallway decorating being taken away and then brought back? I know like Leland, you were like the one leading to bring it back. So like, were you happy that it was back, or was like?
I mean, I'm not gonna say too much about this, but I am gonna say that a lot of people said that we would get low participation in all 4 hallways decorated. All 4 classes had something in the hallway, and I thought it was very. I thought it was a close race. I thought they did a good job. Well, obviously, the seniors did the best, but.
True. What's your favorite? Like, how do you feel about it?
Oh, about the hallways?
Yeah.
I think, for us seniors, I think our main charge was just, we wanted the opportunity to be able to decorate, and for other classes who have only done this for, 1 year, 2 years, even 3, they don't know what it's like to be a senior and have something that you were so looking forward to, and that's such a tradition in our school, to be taken away.
Yeah.
So I feel like for us, getting it back was more about just having the opportunity and letting the seniors who wanted to do this have the chance to do it.
Yeah.
I really like that how they took it away. A lot of people were mad about it. Like, I was mad about it because we were coming up with great ideas, and we're like, we can make it like channel things at the end of our hallway. We have like next up graduation, and then they just killed that dream real quick. And so I was pretty mad about it, and then Lily brought it back. So then we decorated the hallway. Our hallway won because we did it great.
Yeah, our theme was school spirit, and I think for us that was really fun, and it especially went along with Friday's theme of Spirit Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was like, besides our hallway, like which one was your favorite? Because like it'd be biased to say our hallway.
I like the freshman hallway. I think it's really tough for freshmen to understand the greatness of hallway decorating and how awesome it can be, and I think they really got that this year.
I feel like with the freshmen, I heard one of them talking, it's just their class officers that decorate, it's not the actual whole class, and I feel like that's really it sucks because you can't get everybody involved with it.
Yeah, I mean, if that's how they're starting freshman year, at least there's a solid.
But I did like the C on the ground.
Yeah.
I wish I would have done that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was smart, creative.
Okay, so going along with like the whole spray thing, is there like anything you guys would like to bring up to maybe help future like student government members to help with it?
Yeah, I think that something like hallway decorating shouldn't be taken away. I don't think that should be a thing that people can just take away just like that, like it was. I thought it was handled pretty poorly.
I personally wish like we could just get different days. Like we have like the same days every year.
Yeah.
Like I know we're not gonna get rid of class color day because it's your class color, but I really wish sometimes we would just switch up USA Day because that gets boring every year. We're just wearing red, white, and blue.
Yeah. Those are some solid concerns.
Yeah. Is there anything for you, Megan? Okay, I'm all good.
Welcome back, everybody, to CometTalk. As you can see, Megan is gone, our special guest. We'd like to give her a big shout out and thank you for being our season premiere, I guess you would say, guest. And now we are joined for Connor's Sports Corner by Connor Alcott. Connor is the founder of the Sports Debate Club. What does that mean, Connor? Get that plug in there.
So Sports Debate Club is basically like an opportunity for kids to come and just talk about like professional, collegiate sports, and sometimes even local if they want to talk about it. And it's basically open to whoever wants to come, and whatever debate you want to have, you can just start it with whoever you want. And
yeah,
it's just a nice open opportunity.
Which is super cool. And so listen to the announcements for when they meet. Connor also is on the varsity baseball team, And he also is the head of the Zoo Crew student section for all of our games. So now he's just going to give us a quick short report or a little summary of what's going on with our varsity sports here at Carthage.
All right, now. So I'm going to start off with some of the JV games and scores because, you know, got to show the JV some love, not just varsity out there playing. To start off, girls soccer, Carthage played Marcellus, and the Carthage team actually lost 1-2 for JV. For boys JV soccer, Carthage lost to Madrid-Waddington 0-8, but for JV football, Carthage actually beat Fulton 79-39. So great effort by the JV football team. For varsity sports now, girls swim lost to Lowville 86-98. Girls tennis lost to South Jeff 1-4. The girls soccer team actually won last night 3-0 against IHC on senior night. And also they beat Marcellus over the weekend 1-0. First time in how many years?
24 years.
24 years.
Yeah, they're
Improvement.
IHC and Marcellus are top ranked in the state for their classes.
Yeah.
IHC is like 3, and then Marcellus is 2nd in the state.
Good for you guys.
Yeah.
Great job.
Lauren is on that varsity
Yeah.
girls soccer team.
I don't really play. I kind of sit bench, but it's fine.
Now the boys soccer team also beat IR 3-2, which is a pretty good game. And then the football team ended up beating Fulton 49-7.
Yeah, that was a really good win. I want to talk about the student section. The student section was a major improvement. We really got into it today. And yeah, we're super excited about that.
Just got to keep improving on the student section, show our support for our school.
So now kind of going to wrap up with national sports, and yeah.
So in the NFL, the Chiefs overcame a 10-point deficit to beat the Broncos 27-23. To baseball in the MLB, the Brewers beat the Cubs 3-1, and the National League Central tiebreaker, huge game for playoffs. The Dodgers beat the Rockies 5-2 in the NL West tiebreaker game. And news in the NCAA, the NCAA cites Baylor for lack of institutional control and notice of recent allegations. Now this could play out big for the program. And then also, huge news, according to sources, Le'Veon Bell is expected to return to the Pittsburgh Steelers Week 7 and plans to be ready to play by Week 8.
Wow, I feel like that's some breaking news.
Definitely is.
Wow, okay. Good work, Connor. Thank you for your report. And that's it for this episode, the very first episode of CometTalk. See you next time.